Welcome to another edition of the Entrepreneur Experience, the number one podcast here in the Bay Area. Um, we're here. I don't have an intro, but my intro is that if you're here, you're watching this for a reason. Something made you click the link and come to this YouTube video. So I need you to like it and subscribe to it. And then while you're doing that, if you have a little extra time, it's only gonna take like 10 seconds, right? I need you to go to Instagram and follow me on there. And my name is I am Terry Griffin. But I also don't want you to just follow me. I need you to follow my guests, right? Because I have somebody that's super dope, somebody that inspires me as a coach. I told him this briefly, but it's crazy how in today's world that we inspire people or people watch us and we don't even know, right? People are always watching. So I want you to introduce yourself, so I can give you your flowers after you introduce yourself.
I appreciate that, man. So, my name is Brandon Henderson, um, Brandon Henderson Coach on Instagram. But I am a certified personal trainer. I've been one for 12 years now.
Okay.
Wow, 12 years. It's a while. And I'm also an online nutrition coach. So I help people with their nutrition, their health on a variety of different levels. And I'm also a public speaker.
Okay.
So I'm here today and I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy that you are here. Listen, man. So I follow you on social media. I went to high school with your wife.
Hmm.
I think I started following you because of her, but I want you to know that like the way you articulate yourself on social media, especially Facebook, right? I pay attention more to your Facebook posts, because it's verbiage,
Hmm.
right? I like to read, and you articulate yourself very well. And I'm gonna tell you what I've done one time. One time I took a post of yours, I copied it, I put it in the chat GPT, and I said, turn this post into from fitness into content.
Yeah.
And it like took your words and turned it from fitness into talking about content, right?
Hmm.
Because when a trick of mine as an entrepreneur is that you don't have to just follow people in your industry to be inspired, right?
Hmm.
You as a fitness coach, yes, you're helping people get their body right, but a lot of that is mindset over anything. I
Hmm.
know that because I've been trying to lose my belly for like 10 years. And so I know mindset really matters. But when you talk on social media and you're teaching people and you're really just talking about like their mindset because they have to get over that hurdle before they're able to do anything. And so I follow a lot of fitness trainers because their coaching, their teaching, and what they're saying is a lot of motivation. And in any realm of entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to fail.
Hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about like how important mindset is?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I mean, mindset ultimately is the foundation of all things that come thereafter when it comes to developing your body.
Yeah.
And I tell people that transformation starts inwardly. And this is where a lot of people are missing it. They're not invested enough in the inner work.
Mm.
And until they become invested in it, they're never really going to see their potential. They might see some short term success or some results. You know, you see people, they might lose 15 pounds. You see them the following year, they've gained the weight back
Gain it
plus
right
more.
back.
And it's because there is something in that developmental process that they're skipping over.
Yeah.
There are some boundaries or, you know, some things that they are masking or whatever it is.
Yeah.
They are not investing in it. And until your mind is in a space where you can develop and grow and be able to respond to adversity on different levels, there's a season for everything.
Yeah.
There's a season for happiness. There's a season to make money.
Yeah.
There's a season of loss, pain, and grief. the mind is ultimately going to be your secret weapon in all those seasons. You have to be able to play your cards right in each and every different season. So, just from that perspective, I think that's where people have to look at it from.
Yeah.
So,
Um, I want to go back because you said a certified fitness trainer.
mhm.
What is that? Like, how do you become a certified fitness trainer? Because a lot of people get online, or a lot of people will go to the gym, lose weight, and have a good like 20, 30 pounds may they have lost, right? And then next thing you know, they got an ebook and they're personal trainers, and now they like, I lost weight, I'm teaching other people how to do it.
Yeah.
So what is like a certified fitness trainer? Like, how do you become that?
Yeah, pretty much. We have a different process than the old school trainers.
Okay.
A lot of, back in the day, and some of these people are my mentors, which is why I think I've been able to be as part of why
Yeah.
I've been able to be as successful in this actual field. But back in the day, you went to school for it, you get a degree and something that's connected to the health field. And now it's a lot different, where you pretty much you can pick a company or an organization that specializes in, certifying people.
Yeah.
And then you choose whichever, niche you want to pursue, because there's different forms of it. It's not just I want to be a personal trainer.
Right.
You could specialize in strength training. You can become an instructor where you train people more in a group setting.
Yeah.
You have to know what you want, and then you study. You have a book. You study,
Yeah.
and you learn anatomy. You learn the biomechanics and the biology and the science behind certain things with the body, and you take that test and you become certified, and then every so many years you have to kind of like recertify. But it's a different game now, just because, like you said,
Yeah.
everyone believes that they can do it.
For sure.
But there's another level to it. But I also know people who don't have certifications are
Yeah.
great at it.
Does that make you feel some type of way? Do you feel some type of way as someone who've invested time in studying and like became certified, and then versus somebody who just like, oh, I'm in the gym, I'm working out, oh, let me start taking some training, right?
Mhm.
Because you actually took the time, right? That's like if I'm a barber and I go to school
Mhm.
and I get my license versus somebody who just cutting hair in the street.
Yeah.
Like, you taking the time and becoming certified, do you feel some type of way about it? About somebody who's not, and now they this guru trainer?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like, so like I mentioned, I've been in this 12 years,
Yeah.
and in the beginning, it used to make me very angry.
Mhm,
And I'm
mhm.
I'm using the word angry because I just was in a different mental space
Right,
back
right.
then. But
Feel that.
I've grown over time to control what I can control. And I realized a lot of it was just it was fear. Like it
I like
it
that.
was me putting my attention and energy into the wrong things.
Okay.
And it takes even a lot for me to admit that here in this space, for people to hear that, but I'm just
Glad you
keeping it
did.
real,
Please. Yeah.
and over time, when I was able to admit that, I got to a place where I was like, look, every field has it.
Yeah.
Someone who thinks they can do it without going through the proper protocols and the proper learning to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, do I respect it? No, I don't. I don't respect it. I don't respect anyone who, I don't want to say anyone. I don't respect the act
Okay.
of anyone who thinks that they can do it at the level as someone else who has actually done what they're supposed to do it. But at the same time, I know that people are not just buying they're not buying the training. They're
Yeah.
not buying just the coaching. They're buying the person. And I know that there's not another me. in this
Oh,
entire world.
bars.
And
Okay.
that's how I feel. And I say that modestly,
Yeah.
but I believe in me, and I believe in my ability to reach people in the way that I reach people.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it is what it is,
I
you know?
I like that you said that, right? Because my specialty in social media is personal branding,
Hmm.
right? And I think that um, what a lot of people fail, especially service. So, like my industry and me helping people is like really helping service based entrepreneurs, right?
Hmm.
Because as a service based entrepreneur, people are going to buy from you more than the product, right?
Hmm.
And you just touched on that because building your personal brand and showcasing your experience is very important, right? So if I'm watching you online and I'm like, okay, like, oh, I like how this person teaches or how this
Hmm.
person is, like, I actually want to work with that person. So I think that's very big. And I'm just, if someone is watching this and they want to get in the personal training space, that they got to understand that their personal brand matters, right? Because it's like, and I think in the fear thing, I think that happens with all of us in this industry or in the coaching industry, right? Is that like, damn, like it's more competition and people can act like competition don't matter, but it does because I'll say this, I'm not I'm a competitive person, but I'm not going to care about what you're eating. I'm care about what's on my plate, right? But if it came down to a client picking between me and you, I want that client to pick me.
Yeah.
Like realistically,
Yeah.
right? I'm all for the people. I'm all
Yeah.
for the people. But
Right.
if it gonna be between me making the money and you, I'm gonna pick me every time,
Yeah.
right? And so I think that's just realistic,
Yeah.
right? Like I think that's realistic as an entrepreneur.
Hmm.
So let me ask you this, man. I'm gonna get a little controversial, right? How do you okay. How do you feel about like surgeries and BBLs and stuff
Oh
like
my
that?
goodness. You
How do
put
you
me on the
feel?
spot.
Because listen, look, I really want to know this because I just want to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm all for the gym, but sometimes the gym ain't gonna give you that body like I've seen people be like, oh, if you go to the gym, you can work out and get that. And I do believe that, but some people
Yeah.
it's just the gym ain't gonna get them that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just like, how does that like that realm in coming into your space? Because that's tough
Yeah.
to compete against,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
like how does that make you feel?
You know, this is again, it's very similar to the question you asked me earlier, which was, how I felt about, people, like fake trainers.
Yeah.
But very similar perspective, which is that, well, first, there's two different things. There's BBLs, and then
Hmm.
there's weight loss surgery.
Weight loss surgery,
So,
for sure.
I think weight loss surgery. I do believe there's a time and a place for it. I won't sit here and say, you know, in no case, in no circumstances, no one should get it. I do believe there is a percentage and
Hmm.
there are a group of individuals that can benefit from it and that probably need it.
Yeah.
And a lot of those situations are dire and in emergency situations. But I
Hmm.
also believe people abuse it, and most people who do want it don't need it,
Yeah.
and they're basically they're avoiding the work.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
ask people, I say, hey, what do you want? Do you want to look good, or do you want to develop into a new person?
Okay.
Which one do you want?
I want
Because
both.
yeah, and I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't want to?
For sure.
But
For sure.
there's a bigger chance of you developing and growing into a new person and developing a new identity if you go through the process naturally. There are going to be some things that you learn and that you inherit through that particular process that getting surgery can't give you.
Yeah.
There are some situations where people get surgery and it helps them,
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
term. But Is that the norm?
Yeah.
I don't believe so. And right now, the research and the evidence shows that most people are regaining,
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure.
So, but I feel like the whole BBL thing is different.
Yeah.
I Am I allowed to keep it real? I
Yeah.
mean,
What? Keep all the way.
I definitely think there's some mental health stuff there. You know,
Touch on that. What do you mean?
well, there's a competition amongst because we're talking about women, right?
For sure.
Yeah. So I think there's a competition amongst women right now where there's pressure.
Okay.
There is a strong urgency to want to keep up.
Okay. I feel that.
You know,
I feel that.
so hey, you know, I don't have time to go through this gym process, and I'm not about to, like you said, I'm not about to sit in this kitchen and meal prep. I need a surgery because my homegirl, she got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I think there's a lot to unpack there mentally.
Mm.
And you know, I'm obviously I'm not a woman, so I don't understand how those thoughts process,
Yeah.
but that's
It.
what I think.
I. You know what's crazy is that um I as I like do different research and stuff, I'm
Mhm.
hearing a lot of like, like liposuction and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
That a lot of men are getting it. A lot of men, and for me, I'm
Mhm.
just like I didn't know, because I just always thought that was like a woman thing. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously some men do it, but I didn't know that it was as popular,
I didn't either.
right? And then I start hearing about a lot of like celebrity men and all of that kind of
Mhm.
stuff
Mhm.
getting liposuction and all of that. And so it's just we are a shortcut world.
Yeah.
If we can get instantly, we can do it. I mean, I listen. If I had millions,
Yeah.
I I can't. I don't know their mindset because I don't have that type of money, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So I can't honestly say like hell no, I wouldn't do it right
Mhm.
now. No,
Mhm.
but like shit, if my image pays makes me money, and it's
Yeah.
just like man, I'm getting a little. Let me go just pay $5,000, $10,000
No,
real
for
quick.
sure. For sure.
Just get it gone.
I
Yeah,
understand it from that angle, but
right.
you know, a person off the street, I'm asking them, Why do you need to do that?"
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like I could totally get down with the idea that I'm in this field. I've got all these followers. I'm in demand, you know, here and I'm at the top of the food chain. I'm a celebrity. I totally get it, you know, because that field, you know,
Okay.
but a regular person, I'm like,
This yeah.
for what?
Okay. I'm not trying to steal free services from you or anything, right? I'm not using you
Yeah.
or nothing like that, but I just want you to use we just gonna talk about me
Yeah.
as an example for
Hmm.
the people.
Yeah.
We're not just really talking about me, right?
Yeah.
So I just want to kind of talk to you because we here and I want to motivate other people and I want
Hmm.
them to get this to be a learning experience for them.
Hmm.
And I don't want to talk about people, so we're just gonna talk about me, okay?
It's all
And
good.
I'm not using this as like getting free coaching or anything like that. I promise. But
It's all
okay,
good.
I just want to like let's can we just break this down a little bit because as an entrepreneur, I definitely know consistency matters,
Mhm.
right? I'm consistent in a lot of things. If you hop on social media, you're going to see me. I'm
Mhm.
consistent.
Mhm.
I am not consistent in the gym. Like, I got a gym membership about 6 weeks ago. And the first week, I'm in there. I'm in the gym every day. The second week, yeah, maybe 3 days. The third week, I ain't go at all.
Mhm.
And then I start back up and like, oh man, I missed it. Let me get back in the gym.
Mhm.
And now I'm being consistent and then it just always dwindling off. I can never stay consistent. So for 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 people like me, like how do you help or stay or motivate people to like stay consistent or what tell me give me some advice.
Mhm.
Not I'm sorry. Give us some advice on because it's not about me. Give
Mhm.
us some advice on like how to stay consistent in the gym.
Yeah, yeah. Well, why do you go to the gym?
I see this belly. No, okay. Let me just be real. This belly is poking out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I put on something or I'll seen a video and I'm like, damn, my belly poking out like that. And I've
Mhm.
always had a little belly,
Mhm.
right? And it was just, sexy baller belly, whatever. But now I'm getting older and it's
Yeah.
poking out more. And I know that number one, if I don't do anything, it's going to continue to get worse.
Mhm.
Number two, I am a diabetic. So it's
Okay.
like if I don't do something, I'm gonna die fucking young
Yeah.
because I ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to the gym, number one, to be sexy.
Mhm.
But number two, for health reasons.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I just can't seem to get over the hurdle
Mhm.
of staying consistent.
Got you. Yeah. So do you think you have a gym problem? Do you think how did you get to where you are? Was it because you didn't go to the gym?
Nah, I got it because I'm a fatty and I like food and I like honestly, I
Mhm.
like sugar.
Okay.
I'm not my problem and which I've been trying to do better with. I've been helping like the last 2 weeks have been really good.
Mhm.
My problem is like juices and soda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like for real, soda is horrible. I listen, I got online and said soda is worse than Coke. Like not Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah.
Like like sugar is that shit is addicting and
Mhm.
we look at harsh drugs and
Mhm.
see like people fiend out and think
Mhm.
that's bad, but the hitting side effects of like sugar and
Yeah.
how it's really have us addicted and killing us is next level.
Yeah.
Like I literally had a debate online with somebody. I'm like, I've never done coke, but I'm like, sugar's worse than coke.
Right. Right. Right.
Obviously, when you look, it's like whatever. But the more people dying
Mhm.
from drinking sodas and shit like that,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
The dopamine effect
Yeah.
is very aggressive when it comes to soda, sugar. But what I ask people is I ask them, number one, I already asked you this question. How did you get there? How did you get to the place that you're in? Because a lot of people just don't spend enough time addressing
Hmm.
where they came from and how they got there. A lot of that alone will tell you what you need to address,
Okay.
but it's going to require a lot of honesty, a lot of self-reflection. And what I find is that most people are running from the truth. They are
Mm.
not willing to have the hard conversation with themselves
Damn.
and just be transparent. And a lot of that's going to require spending time in isolation. I am a person personally. I'm a Christian man
Hmm.
of faith, and a lot of um, my growth seasons came from me just spending more time with God and asking Him, what do I need to work on?
Okay.
Where am I deficient? And there was a lot of personal conviction there. So I
Okay.
tell people, first address where did you come from? How did you get there? And why do you want what you want?
Mm.
Those are the three questions I tell people to unpack. And
Say the three questions again.
so, where did you come
Where
from?
did you come from? Like
How?
I'm from Oakland?
No.
No.
So where's the place that you came from? Where did you start mentally,
There
spiritually,
you go. Okay.
personally?
Where did you start
Where did
mentally?
you start?
Yes.
Where were you, when were you your happiest? And then how did you get to where you are now?
How did you get
Where
here?
did you what avenues did you travel through? Was it a relationship? Was it
Mm.
something that happened in your childhood? Was it a heartbreak? Was it
Okay.
a job? Was it a boss? There's usually something in there that allowed a huge shift
Okay.
in development, identity, and just yourself as a person. And then why do you want what you want?
Mm.
Because a
Okay.
lot of people don't even know why they want that. And God is sitting there like,
We want the attention.
you, right. And
I wanted
sometimes you want it for the wrong reasons
I
too.
wanted to take my shirt off and be like, ugh,
Yeah,
they be
I
like,
get it. But
oh my
but
gosh,
I
kick
asked them too,
me.
like, does that what does that how does that promote you as a better person?
Attention is a hell of a drug,
Yeah.
right? That's something that we don't talk about, but we see, like, even if you look at celebrities, right? Celebrities will get all the attention, all the fame, they love it,
Mm-hmm.
but when they start losing it, they life, like, they start going to drugs and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
because they're not getting the attention. Like especially in today's time, attention is currency in a sense, right? It's like if someone is watching this, we have their attention, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, how can we get their attention or turn their attention into dollars,
Yes.
right? But then also, like you were saying, the dopamine effect of, like, if I post a picture and I'm sexy and I get 300 likes, that feeds my ego,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if I post a picture and I don't get 300 likes, I can be depressed. And so now I'm like, damn, what do I got to do to get that again?
Yeah.
Right. So I think a lot of times we are doing it, or people are doing it for attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to lie and say, I would love. Listen, man, I've seen you, you personally, I've
Mm-hmm.
seen you in the gym with your shirt on like this,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like, damn, like, I want to post a picture like that,
yeah.
right? So I think a lot of times as just humans, we see other people doing stuff when we want it, but then also we don't want to put in the work to get it. And
Mm-hmm.
and this is why I tell you, like, I pay attention to what you say, because the discipline, the consistency that you have to do to get the body that you as a trainer teaching people is the same thing you have to do for the success you want as an entrepreneur. We're hand in hand. And honestly, sometimes I beat myself up because I feel like I'm not where I want to be successfully
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not disciplined enough in the gym.
It's
I literally say that to myself sometimes, like, damn, if I was in the gym more and being more disciplined, like, I think I could be more successful.
I think you're answering a lot of your own questions right now.
Dang, I'm
Like
talking to
you're
myself.
talking to yourself
I don't
and
even need you then.
you're selling and that's what coaching is.
No, for sure.
All I'm doing is asking people questions
Hmm.
and they answer them. They know the answers. We know the answers. We need someone
To push us.
to peel the layers back.
Yeah,
We need
the
someone to dig
accountability.
deep. And some of that's ended with people crying in my face.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait a minute, it was that. And I'm like, there you go. But I'm not a therapist, so you're gonna have to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
I stop right there.
yeah.
My scope of
Yeah.
work is, you know,
But you
so
but what you're I mean, you're changing lives. For real.
yeah.
Like, literally changing lives, right? You're literally helping people live longer, right? Because no matter what success I have or how much money that I have, I can't enjoy it if I'm dead, right? And then, like, what's the quote say? As I'm living, I have 1,000 wishes,
Mm-hmm.
but when I'm dying, I only have one,
Mm,
and that's just to live longer,
mm,
right? I don't want to die. My
mm.
only wish right now is I just want to live longer, right? But we take this time, and we time is dangerous because we always think we got more of it. So also another thing about me is I always think like, all right, I failed. I'm messing up in the gym. It's all right. I'll try again later.
Mm-hmm.
But one day, that later isn't going to be there.
Yep.
And so it's just like, if I don't make the change now, I can't keep saying later, later, later. Because one day later not gonna be there. One day later is gonna be like, all right, well, shit, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's tough to deal with, but it's necessary, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's necessary. So what you're doing is really changing lives. I want to ask this because also another thing, and as we're talking about this, also another thing, the, as an adult, some of the best time I've been in shape, I had a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times now that we don't do it is because we look at it as, oh, it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extra bill, and expensive. Do you consider yourself expensive?
I don't consider myself expensive. I consider myself an investment.
Okay.
Um, I
I
think
like
it's
that.
expensive to let decades go by in poor health. I think
Mm,
it's expensive to let time go by in just disappointment,
yeah.
agony,
Yeah.
pain, all that stuff costs. And
For
for
sure.
me personally, that's too expensive.
That
So I'd
is.
rather fulfill myself by going through the difficult stages of development physically and mentally than to deal with that expense. And I think that's is getting in shape is all about having perspective.
Okay.
Another word for perspective is just seeing a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And most people just live in here. They can't get outside of here.
Mm,
But that takes maturity. That takes a shift in your environment. And if you're always around the same people who feed your ego, they feed you the same type of feel good answers,
yeah. For
you'll
sure.
never grow. You'll never expand. So I just believe it's whatever you value.
Yeah.
It's
If you
what you
value
value.
life, it's not expensive, right? Um, okay. Are carbs your enemy?
Absolutely not.
So I listen, I've seen you say this, right? And
Yeah.
and anytime like I'll be like, all right, y'all, I'm going to the gym or give me tips, right? I ask those type of questions just because it's a strategy to get engagement on social media. People love to give their opinion.
For sure.
So I like to give people space to give their opinion,
For
which
sure.
increases my engagement. Tip for y'all if y'all watching.
Yeah.
Um, one of the top things people always say is cut out carbs.
Hmm.
Cut out sugar, cut out carbs. Too many carbs turns into sugar. Carbs are your enemy.
Hmm.
Like, why aren't carbs your enemy?
Well, for one, people need to understand that your brain's first preferred source of energy is carbohydrates.
Okay.
So your brain does one thing. The second thing is a lot of the foods that people fear that are carb based are actually fat based.
Okay.
So we're talking about cookies, chips. These are the things that people are talking about. Cut these
Yeah.
things out. Those are fat based foods. They're high in fat, and you can turn the back of the box over, and
Yeah.
if you know how to extract calories and things like that per gram, you'll calculate and say, "Whoa, wait a minute. These are actually calories that are derived more from fat,
Yeah.
but they're just unhealthy fats, unhealthy hydrogenated oils and stuff like that." So people believe that they're the enemy because they are not pairing their foods properly
For
with
sure.
protein.
Okay.
And when you don't eat enough protein, it's easy. It's way easier to overeat anything else. And proteins, one of the sole purposes is to keep you satiated and fuller longer.
For
Your
sure.
your body needs more energy to break down protein. It's 4 calories per gram, just like carbs is, though.
Mm.
So they share that, but they have different roles in the
In the
body.
body.
So if you
Okay.
have a meal that's just high carb based, your body has a signal and it says, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry. And you're overeating
And
carbs, carbs,
yeah,
carbs. When really what you need to do is grab some protein.
protein.
And that will bring your blood sugar back down and stabilize things. And your body will say, I'm full.
Okay.
So
So me eating a sandwich for lunch, is that okay?
it depends on how much protein is on it. So I mean, the bread is the carbs.
Right.
But if you were to like slice up some chicken breast or something and pack it on there, now you're pairing properly because you have protein present.
I like so I mean, all right. Anytime people, us,
Mhm.
we try to lose weight, the first thing we like, we're just gonna start eating salads.
Yeah,
Salads. I've been eating salads like every day this week, right? That's just
yeah.
like our thing, right? But then we also, and I also believe that we get bored,
Hmm.
right? And so it's just our mind just goes to, I just need to eat some salads because I need to be calorie deficient.
Hmm.
I'll be paying attention,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? And so it's like I'm gonna just eat salads, but I
Yeah.
mean that's not always the go-to, right? And
Hmm.
so, what is some like foods and stuff like that that's like good for us to eat? And then in
Yeah.
that same breath, what are some foods that people think that's like good that's actually not?
Yeah, yeah. So I actually don't like to label good versus bad
Okay.
foods. I
Okay.
like to say this food is more nutrient dense than this other one.
Okay.
And if you when you start viewing foods that way, then you can use them to your advantage because all foods can be part of a healthy, balanced diet. And that's one of the biggest, misperceptions that people have. I
So
can't eat this. I
so
can't eat
if
that.
so if I'm making some veggies,
Hmm.
some protein, I got
Yeah.
a donut on my plate too.
Well, as long as you have, achieved your other macronutrients,
Mm,
protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates, veggies, and fruits, a donut is not going to kill you. Whereas if you're eating donuts all day,
right.
there's probably a strong chance that you have not addressed those other areas.
Okay.
So, but
I feel it.
I would say definitely like design your eating around protein first.
Okay.
It's the most important macronutrient. Chicken, fish, lean beefs, turkey. Um, you know, See, and this is funny because I don't eat meat,
I was that was gonna be my next
but I
question.
work. I
That
work with people who do
right.
though.
So if protein is important, but you don't eat meat, where else do you get protein from?
Me personally,
You personally, but
or
not just
anyone
you,
who's
just anyone,
yeah.
right?
So a lot of my protein sources come from I eat I do supplement with protein shakes. So I
Okay.
drink like plant-based protein shakes. So I'll do like 1 2 per day. Um, I do eat egg whites and eggs. So I do eat animal products
Okay.
now. I was a vegan for 6 years, and then I added eggs back in.
Okay.
So eggs and egg whites every morning, no matter what. I do protein pastas, tempehs, which is like a whole grain protein, seitan, which is a really good nutrient dense protein for people who don't want to eat meat.
That stuff just don't be tasting good, man.
It depends on how you make
It
it,
is
though.
like I mean, it's okay. I know we have to get better, us, right? Because this
Yeah.
episode is about us getting better. I know we got to get better because we eat so bad, but it tastes so good.
Eh,
Oh man, the bad food tastes good.
You know what it is, though, right?
What?
I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest.
It's food addiction.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it is.
yeah.
Because it like
I ain't mad at
when
it.
you start eating better over
Uh
time,
huh.
your palate changes,
Okay.
and then your
Okay.
gut changes.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is just the gut, which is the second brain. People don't realize we have two
Mm,
brains. We have the brain here, and then we have the gut brain.
okay.
So if the gut is addicted to that thing, it's much more than just putting somebody on a diet. They
Yeah.
have to literally intentionally fix their gut and basically condition their body to want the foods that it needs. Because some of those foods are nasty to me.
Some of the foods that we like, that we eat.
Yeah.
This like, I'm not gonna lie. So I've definitely like went on a hiatus of not drinking all the sugary drinks and
Hmm.
drinking more water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I had a sugary drink and it was like, ugh, like
Yeah.
this shit is not
Right.
too much. It's too much. It's
Yeah.
like it's not good like I thought.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm very transparent about
Hmm.
like myself. I
Hmm.
know my thoughts and it's just like I ain't switching stuff up. I need to.
Yeah.
And so I just know I understand that. Let me ask this another thing,
Hmm.
like diet stuff, like fake sugars,
Hmm. Hmm.
diet sodas and all of that. Like what's that? Like,
Diet soda is so controversial right now.
okay.
Like, it depends on who you talk to, but again, I've seen diets and eating routines where it's helped people.
Mm,
It's literally like giving them this mental belief that like, all right, I'm having a soda,
mm-hmm.
but the calories are the main culprit of people's weight gain.
For
They're
sure.
overeating and a surplus of calories. So when you drink a diet soda, there's no
Has no
calories in
calories. For sure.
it. But there's a lot of back and forth in the health and fitness industry with different trainers and coaches who believe hey, it can work. And then others are like, the fake sugar, it's not good for you. I tell people, find a balance,
Okay.
and really it's not always the food, it's the degrees and frequencies of the food. If you're having it as part of the diet,
Yeah.
I think it can work.
Okay.
As long as everything around it is in place and balanced.
Yeah.
So it's really about balance.
It's about balance. Okay. I feel like I've been doing like sparkling water. Um,
Have you tried Zevia?
no,
You ever heard of Zevia?
I've never heard of
Oh
ZB.
man, it's a cheat code.
Okay.
Yeah,
You have to tell me
it's
about
a so they stevia is the sugar base
For sure.
which is like a plant based sweetener, but no calories. They have different flavors, and I'm not gonna lie, I use them sometimes, but it gives you that sparkling,
Yeah.
type of feel of a soda or carbonated feel of a soda, but you're not
Okay.
drinking a soda. So
I'm gonna have to try that. You don't have to send me some stuff.
sure.
Okay. So tell me, or just tell us, like, what do you have going on now?
Yeah.
Like, if someone wanted to work with you, like,
Mm-hmm.
how can they find you? Like, what does Brandon have going on right now?
Yeah. So right now, for those who don't know, I am in business with my wife.
sure.
We've been in business together for 12 years. Shout out to my wife, Remy, Body by Remy, in case y'all want to
Follow her too
on Instagram.
You know.
But yeah, my wife is my business partner. She's amazing, by the way. And we've basically had a fitness facility where we do personal one-on-one training, small group training, and we're basically just getting people strong, helping them lose weight, helping them build muscle. So we do that in person.
Okay.
So that's in Oakland, 4116 MacArthur Boulevard in Oakland.
Facts.
So if you want to work out in person, you can work out with us in person. And then I do online coaching too. So
Online coaching don't work for me. I tried that.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I need somebody pushing me.
Yeah.
Right. So let me ask you this, and then we'll wrap it up here. Can I put you on the spot a little bit here?
You've been doing that.
I have, but this is a different type of spotlight. I'm doing it
You've
right.
been
I
doing
want to
that.
put you on the spotlight. 'Cause I'm gonna try to be like use this as evidence to make you be like, yeah, remember you said this.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
So listen, I need help.
Okay.
Will you help me?
For sure, man.
Okay. Can we like barter services?
Dude, come on now.
Like I want to. Can you use me as an example of like people know I'm horrible at eating and losing weight. Can I be like your guinea pig?
We can
And
do that.
we can do that.
Yeah.
Y'all heard him say we can do that, right? So I'm gonna put this against you because like I work in Oakland and I'm in Oakland every day.
Oh, wow.
I could come to you in the mornings or whatever. I'll
Okay.
even do classes, whatever. We can let's barter some services and make something happen.
Listen, man,
right?
we
And
can
then
do
we're
it.
gonna come back here. What's a good transformation time?
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends
Okay.
on the starting place. I never give people timelines. But what I can say is usually on average, 6 to 12 months.
Okay. So in 6 to 12 months, let's say 6 months from now, we're gonna come back
Mhm.
and we're gonna have this conversation again. And I'm gonna do the podcast with my shirt off because I want them to see the results. Okay.
I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that.
No, for real. Listen, I told you I brought you here selfishly
Yeah.
because I needed to learn. Okay, this is the last thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
It's all good.
Because I want to know this. Vitamins.
Mm-hmm.
Like taking vitamins, like, is it a bad thing? Because I hear like, oh, taking the vitamins isn't good because
Mm-hmm.
it's like artificial, it's not real. Like, what's your take on vitamins and like what vitamins should people take?
Yeah. I definitely think that there's a place for it. and
Okay.
that first, get your food and foundation in place. Make sure you're getting enough macronutrients. Use your vitamins as your micronutrients. So it's to supplement,
Yeah.
but you don't want it to take the place of. So
sure.
what I would encourage people to focus on is make sure you have a good multivitamin. Magnesium is amazing. It's going to help you sleep. It's going to help you go to be regular more. It's going to help your nervous system and anxiety and depression.
Never taken
You know, Black people are magnesium deficient. A lot of Black people are magnesium deficient.
learning something new.
Yeah, vitamin D too.
Yeah.
Vitamin D. A lot of people in our community are vitamin D deficient. That's why we see a lot of depression, mood swings, and struggles in that area. So magnesium, D. I would recommend a fish oil too. It's gonna help
Okay.
your brain.
Magnesium, vitamin D, fish oil.
Yep. Um, and then if I had to choose one more, you don't need it, but I definitely believe in creatine.
Okay.
Not just from a muscular standpoint, because that's the popular
Hmm.
choice. But pretty much what it's going to do is going to give you energy to help you push out extra reps in the gym. It's not a direct cause of muscle gain, but it can indirectly help you.
Okay.
It's going to provide your muscle, hydrate them more, and provide them more water, but it's also going to help your brain.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay. Okay. I got it.
mhm,
I'm ready. So thank you for giving me your time.
for sure.
I appreciate you. Like I said, you may not know it, but I pay attention and I learn from you
Mhm,
because I think that you're really dope.
yeah.
And I just want to thank you for coming here today and teaching us
Mhm.
about this. And I'm gonna hold you to that.
No doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any last words you want to say to the people? Let them know again who you are, how to follow you,
Yeah.
and let's get out of here.
Yeah, just, again, to you, thank you. I always want to give people their flowers as well. Thanks for having me on the platform. An immense sense of gratitude. Thank you. You're a dope individual as well, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've seen this guy help so many people, and you're so willing and giving, and I think it's an amazing quality for
Yeah.
someone to have. But thank you for that. As far as me, you can follow me on Instagram at Brandon Henderson Coach, and that Brandon is spelled with an E-N, not an O-N. So
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Henderson Coach on Instagram. I'm on Facebook, Brandon Henderson. Um, I'm also going to be getting into more public speaking gigs as well.
Cool. I
I
got
actually
you.
got a podcast on Tuesday.
We're
Um,
gonna make it
so,
happen.
but yeah, if anybody's looking to tap into this so that they could develop this, I am your guy. So,
Love that. Love that.
yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching another episode of the Entrepreneur Experience. Again, subscribe, tell your people, share. And if you want to be a guest, listen, I'm gonna have a link all in the bio. You fill out the form, and maybe I can have you on here, but only if you're dope and you really doing some good stuff. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good day, night, evening, whatever time it is you watching it. We'll see you later. Peace.